good to go. Good to go. See how soft those pieces are? This literally, every time we take a break, it thickens up. You've been noticing that? Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Comes a bicycle.
I have a feeling. I know the temptation, so resist the temptation. You're safe to go by it.
Maybe.
You're not going to mix me into it and fill in the
It's
walls
tempting, it's tempting.
with the bike?
It's tempting. We would do well, I'll let you be in charge of this. You two men can get a beam or 2x6 or something. Actually, I've got 2 hydraulic jacks in my trailer. See how this is sloped this way? I want you to get this so this is level. Yeah. And you'll need some blocking. You guys handle that? Okay. The jacks are when you go in the so you could take some and pass it around. Slip mix here. Everyone get some? Everyone got a brownie?
I got a
Now this is going on 2 weeks old now. This is exactly 2 weeks old. Yeah. This is chopped straw though. We chop the straw out here. Yeah. But nonetheless, we have massive insulation. So I asked Anders, why use clay? He said sticky, so you can see it sticks the straw together, yeah? So I want to know more. That's not good enough. That's not good enough for me to use clay. Why else would I use clay?
Dry is really hard.
Makes a durable wall. Okay, that's pretty good. Still, that's not enough. I'm still going to buy fiberglass. I'm not.
Thermal mass.
Thermal mass.
Hygroscopic.
What? Pardon the language, but what the hell is that?
So
What's hygroscopic?
it absorbs and releases moisture to keep an even temperature and humidity.
Huh. You mean that might help keep my house from getting moldy, maybe?
Good. Or keep it from getting too dry. Also.
Too dry. But it's gonna hold all this water, man. Man, my house is gonna be like all wet.
It'll dry out.
It will dry out.
Yeah.
It holds it and releases
You
it.
promise?
Yeah.
You promise? It'll dry out.
In time.
So once it's dried out, look over here. Now there's some clay that's dried out, right? Here's some clay that's dried out. Here's some dry clay over here. Here's some dry clay. That looks pretty dry to me. That's pretty dry. You got bare hands? Yeah?
Yeah.
You got bare hands? This is cool now. It's not quite fine enough for demonstrate what I really want to do here. Not quite fine enough. Fine enough, fine enough, fine enough. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm going to transfer that to you. Okay, so here's our wall, right? After it's dry. After it's dry. So here's the question. Are you going to put a vapor barrier on the inside walls of this house? Are you going to put a vapor barrier?
No way.
So I'm not going to give you a building permit. There's no way I'm going to give you a building permit if you don't put a vapor barrier. Is that right? There's no way. They don't call me Kick-Ass Charlie for nothing. Yeah.
You got a muddy mess on your wall.
You don't put a vapor barrier on this, your walls are going to be so full of water that they're going to rot. So what you're supposed to do to kick-ass Charlie now for him is you can say, well, kick-ass, watch this. So this is the plaster that's covering my walls. And you can think about this kick-ass as my... So here comes the moisture, right? Here comes the moisture.
Where'd it go?
There's the moisture. So put this hand on top of that hand, just like that, flat. Squeeze them. Okay, squeeze it. Turn it over. And lift this hand straight up. This hand straight up. Okay? So, hey, where'd the water go? Where's the water? Okay, so water is the second biggest enemy to any house, any structure, wooden structure especially. Water is enemy number 2. Enemy number 2, biggest enemy. Although it's enemy number 2, it causes the most deaths of houses. Water. It's
Number 1 is children.
So water is not your enemy. However, what you need is a good ambassador who can take enemy number 2 and turn this enemy to be your ally, your friend. Because water is good to have around. Those of you who have been in a house that's really dry, you might get nosebleeds. It's not healthy. It's better to have 50-55% humidity in your home. Yeah. Okay. So you can put that one on top. Turn it, squeeze, turn it over. So it's there. It didn't go away. But it's not a problem because it did not get to. Where does water become a problem? At dew point. In the wall where water condenses. Now you have problems. Now you have internal moisture forming into water in the middle of the wall. If that happens, enemy number 2 goes to work. Rot and mold, mildew, fungus, all of that begins to grow in there. Make sense? But it just stays near the surface. And as it gets dry inside the house, this moisture comes inside the house, back in the house. So this ambassador, clay, moderates peace. Yeah, like that. That's the story.
What do you consider enemy
Kick
number
ass. That is kick ass.
1? What's enemy number 1?
Guess.
Guess?
No, guess. Yeah, guests. You're a guest. But what is enemy number 1? House gone.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
History over. Done. So,
How does your
is this gonna burn?
No.
This takes care of enemy number 1. Incombustible wall. Incombustible wall. Yeah.
So your house is pretty fireproof with the metal roof and the,
Copy that.
yeah.
Copy that. Yeah. So, I don't know if I have a plumber's torch. If I have one, we will do fire test. We'll take the torch to the wall. Yeah. And you can, I'll have my lunch while you do the fire test. Okay? You can make some pottery. But that's what'll, I won't say a whole lot more about that. But we've done it many times. You take the torch, you know, these little torches, and you just hold it there. And it's gonna get red hot. It's gonna, and the pressure will blow out. And an excavation, and you'll be left with a small little thimble, small thimble shape. Ceramic. This becomes ceramic. That's what happens. You can feel the other side is you don't know nothing's happening. Not at 12 inches, just 3 inches. You can feel it. Nothing is happening. Whoa, Yurka, leave them in the truck for now. Leave them in the truck.
So, what was the answer to the question?
So, hang on. Yurka, can you bring up the pitchforks? Yeah. So the short answer to your question is our homework for tonight. That's the short answer. So the 5 divisions of clay straw, PDF. What's the first one?
Pair.
Production.
Production.
This is production. This whole setup is our production right here. And the second, delivery. Framework, formwork, filling. Now we could be ready to go, Jonathan. We could have all the frame done, forms in, all set to go and start mixing. And I think that's as far as I'm going to go with my answer. Or we can produce and give it some time. Yeah. So what you're going to see here is my preferred way of doing this, which is to produce material and let it bake for overnight, at least overnight. Okay? That's my preferred way. We will do some instant mix and put it in the wall right away so you see the difference. Unbaked and just instant. It's night and day. Okay, so one pilot here with an assistant or 2. At the other end is co-pilot. Peter will be co-pilot. So Peter will monitor the material coming through the tumbler. And before we turn the tumbler on, Peter is going to be at the back of the tumbler. He's going to inspect the area. He's going to make sure no one is like here, you know, sleeping there, okay? All right? So you laugh, but a man once took a ride on that tumbler, not this one, on a previous tumbler. He was leaning on the tumbler when it was turned on, and it caught his clothing, and he went right over the machine. Okay? So this is a modern tumbler. This has been upgraded. The walls are smooth. It's not likely you could do that. Plus we have a protective cage around it. So when I say clear to Peter, he's going to tell me clear, or he's going to say not clear, in which case we'll move. Clear.
Clear.
Okay. Can I borrow these glasses?
So is that motor specifically geared for this speed, or how do you?
It's not, but it's been the drive mechanism has been geared to give us 20 RPM.
You're making marbles, that's what's happening.
Yeah, really.
So Peter,
Yes.
one thing that we still need
years.
So that it's on a coil.
Plus the tube is sloped.
Right.
So the speed is a function of the slope.
Nice work.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. So clearly we want to run this. Well, I should. Maybe that's not clear. Okay. You want to shut the switch off? All right, so this is what you'd call partially coated straw. Yeah? Partially coated straw.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the easiest thing to do here?
To the other end.
This is a 5-tine fork, by the way. Say again?
I was going to say take it to the other end.
I just did, right?
Right.
Now, that's not all partially coated. So don't do this.
Only one fish fork, never mind. Yes. Wrench. Yep.
Here's another effective way. Forget about the handle. Hold that. 'Cause now, if I want to hit Peter down there, I can hit him. Eh? Okay. So potentially, what I have in my hand could become 40 pounds a cubic foot. 40 pounds a cubic foot. So watch. What is coming out when I squeeze? Okay. So tomorrow morning we'll do the very same thing. We'll squeeze this. And you'll see the difference. So right now there's free slip in here. Or free water. Yeah? So that's not desirable. Is it a problem? Not really. But so what happens? So here's your test. Squeeze it together. Give it a shake. There's some resistance to, but it's kind of loose. Okay? So we'll do the same thing again in the morning. So is all the clay activated now? Okay. Hardly. We've probably activated maybe 30% of the clay so far. But just give it time to drink, because it's going to keep drinking. Yeah. Make sense? Okay. So, co-pilot, anything that comes out that's not completely coated goes back in. And so this means 10% more clay. The straw is going to be the same. We're going to feed the same amount of straw. Don't say, well, this just means 10% more clay. This means 20% more clay. 30% more clay.
So that's slip.
Slip.
30%
Yeah.
more slip.
More slip. Yeah. Okay. So some free. Can you see when I squeeze? There's still some free water. Yeah. You see it? But it's thicker today. Do you notice that it's thicker? Yeah. So another day. I mean, can we use it? Yes, of course we can use it today. You're not going to have it oozing out of the form. But one more day, even better. But we'll see. So when it comes out, whatever you make today, put there, over here. We'll use this first.
Okay.
I want to put some of this in the forms this afternoon.
All right. I'll get the tarp and just cover this up.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. And But are you start? Have you? I don't know if you can feel the difference. There's more binding action now. Yeah, that has more integrity today.
Yes,
Tomorrow, even more.
even more.